What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Wicked Good Sports. This is At the Buzzer, and we're joined, as always, by Jack Tiernan. Jack, how you doing?
Ryan, I'm good, man. How are you?
Doing quite well. Ready to talk a little basketball after spending my weekend talking and just watching a ton of football. Got to remember, there are other sports out there, and we're covering them. So, what's on the agenda today?
We got a couple things I think today. I know we're talking about a little bit of trade deadline rumors, trade that already happened with our Boston Celtics,
Yes,
and I guess just really generally where the Celtics are headed right now, which hopefully is trending upward.
definitely, definitely. So, what did Boston do here? Make a big impact. We have Ben Simmons now. What's the deal? Finally trade one of our star players like everyone wants us to.
Yeah, not quite.
Yeah,
We
not yet.
traded end of bench Juancho Hernan Gomez as essentially a salary dump move
Mm-hmm.
to I believe it was the San Antonio Spurs. He's going to three-team trade. So Boston gets PJ Dozier and Ball, which I fucking love
Okay.
because I big like tall meme guy. Obviously, because I'm a big Taco fan, and now naturally, like we got rid of Taco, so we had to sign another big meme guy, which is Ball.
We'll never
Um,
forget. Taco always be in
hey,
our hearts, if not
Taco
on the
Tuesdays,
main
can't ever
Celtics.
forget. No,
Yeah.
I know. Main Celtics legend Taco Fall, um, or Red Claws legend, which is now
Red
defunct. But
Claws.
anyway, yeah, sorry. They're the Celtics now, but they were the Red Claws, right? And like I've been looking everywhere for Taco Fall Red Claws. Anyway,
If anyone
um,
out there has a connection for Jack, get in touch
I'll
because we're
pay. I'll
looking.
pay. I'll
Yeah.
pay. It's fine. It's gonna happen. Um,
Taco, if you watch this, hook
yeah,
Jack up.
Taco, please hit me up. I messaged Taco. We're absolutely
No,
spiraling,
it's
but
fine. This is good.
I messaged Taco 2 years ago and asked him to do an escape room with me, and he did not respond. So I'm a little heartbroken, but yeah,
That's tough.
not great. But he was looking, and I was like, yeah, man, like let's do an escape room, and then just I got ghosted. So my heart hurts a little bit. But we're good. Probably didn't want to play with like this weird dude who like is the only dude probably out there who owns his jersey. But you know, it is what it is. I'm over
Yeah,
it. I'm over it.
you think that'd be a selling point, but evidently not.
I guess not. Yeah, whatever. It was only my latest Instagram post at the time, so he could have seen it if he took 30 seconds. That's all. That's all I ask. It's fine.
Man.
But basically, so what happens is Juancho Hernan Gomez is to the Spurs. Nuggets get Bryn Forbes from the Spurs. Celtics get Ball, and PJ Dozier, who is out for the season, and Ball's out for like 8 to 12 weeks, so essentially both out for the season as a
Okay.
salary dump move.
Yep.
That's pretty much what ended up happening. It's nothing big at all.
Yeah. So no real like considerations on these being impact players going forward. More just clearing some space.
Yeah, I think it gets us closer to being below the luxury tax, which is kind of, I think, the goal. Because, like, obviously, I don't know if we're competing at this level. That made me feel like, for whatever reason, that may have been like a precursor to a larger move, though. I don't know what that larger move would be, but would love to see something happen because that I felt pretty good about just the concept of that move, right? You get rid of an end of bench guy, two dudes are out already, opens up a roster spot technically because they're both on IR. Um, so I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. We'll keep everyone informed. But yeah. On that, I guess thread. What moves are possible? What are you hearing? Not just for the Celtics, but for like anybody at the trade deadline right now.
Definitely. I mean, I heard a lot of Celtics talk. I saw a report earlier today that said, they're looking to move Al Horford, which is interesting. Obviously, as a
Unfortunate,
salary
but
dump,
yeah.
I know, unfortunate, but like you get it. If you clear that cap space, that opens up, believe, just enough for a max salary player next year, which would be huge.
Okay. Yeah.
I saw something about moving Josh Richardson to get Romeo Langford, Aaron Neesmith, and Peyton Pritchard on more time, which makes sense. Young guys, you want to develop them. But around the league, I think you have to look at, are the Lakers going to blow themselves up? And by the Lakers, I mean, is LeBron going to blow up the Lakers? I saw the Kings are looking to trade either Tyrese Halliburton or De'Aaron Fox, but I see that leaning way more towards De'Aaron Fox now. And I see, obviously, of course, Ben Simmons is trying to get moved at some point. But I think we talked about it in our chat last night, but something about, like, there was a decent offer from Detroit to the 76ers that they declined for Ben Simmons, which I was very surprised by because one, Ben Simmons is essentially a salary cap liability at this point, and two, it was a decent offer. Like, it were good players. I think it was Jeremy Grant, Sadiq Bey, and somebody else who I can't remember, just for Ben Simmons. And I'm like, the dude won't even play for your franchise, so I'm surprised that you're like turning that down because Jeremy Grant is like borderline all-star.
Do you think they turned it down just because they think they can get more for him, or what's the deal here?
I don't know, man. I think Daryl Morey's out of his mind, but I think at the same time he has a job in basketball and I don't. So
right.
It's
That's fair.
He's got to have something
Touché.
up his sleeve. It's fair. I think there are talks with the Kings about probably inclusive of De'Aaron Fox or Tyrese Halliburton for both Tobias Harris and Ben Simmons, which would be wild.
Right.
So I think that would be a huge shakeup. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. I don't know if half of that will happen. Send one of the Sixers over there and get either De'Aaron or Tyrese back. I don't know. It's interesting to keep an eye on, though, for sure. I love trade deadline in any sport, so this is a cool way to watch it.
Yeah, no, and I mean, NBA, MLB, they seem to have, NHL even, have like pretty exciting trade deadlines. The NFL does not at all.
No, not as much.
It's terrible. They gotta do something because there's always MLB as well. There's always like an exciting trade at the trade deadline in all these other leagues. So NFL,
True.
What are you doing? Come on,
I know. I don't think there were any this year. I mean, Von Miller got traded, which was surprising, right?
That's
really it.
That's really it. And that was a great trade for the Rams. We'll see how that pays off against the Buccaneers. I mean, this is why you trade for him. But we won't get too into that. Yeah, so I guess going from, trade deadline generally, how are the Celtics looking in the last few games?
Man, I think they look good. I think you see a lot of – I think our last segment we talked about Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown wanting to coexist, and they've done it effectively since, which is, like, really reassuring. I don't know if it was just, like, selfish stuff going on before, but whatever conversation they had, I'm all for it. Let's keep it up. I think – interesting, just a little tidbit that I've pointed out and kind of conspiracy theory that Marcus Smart has been out during that time and they've both played very well. So you have to worry or be a little bit concerned about shot volume with him, I guess. Like, is he coming back and is he taking up all those shots that those guys could be taking for better looks? Right. Smart has been atrocious offensively this year, by the way, but he is like first team all defense again. So you're like, okay, like the trade-off is there. Just he doesn't stuff the stat sheet offensively. But like he's the presence that he has defensively is huge. But I'm starting to wonder if that's a little bit redundant with Nesmith. Now, the last game that he played was electric on defense and offense. So I'm like, maybe Smart is redundant at this point, and we could get a good value for him because he's locked up for another 2 years or 3 years maybe. I think it's 2 years in a player option, but maybe worth a trade. I don't know, man, but they're looking forward. I mean, they won 5 of their last 6, actually. And the next 4 games, I think they win probably 3 of the 4. So that's a pretty good stretch. That'll be 8-10 or 9-11. Like, that's great.
Yeah, maybe enough to get them back to somewhat contending, maybe in the Eastern Conference, anyways.
They're 4 games back of the first place Bulls right now. So which is like actually absurd.
Really,
and
really absurd. Yeah.
East Coast is wide open, or East Coast, Eastern Conference is wide open. So I don't keep an eye on that for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think on our show we've both been proponents of making this team work together. We do not want to see it blown up. We don't want to see either of our superstars traded because we believe that they can coexist and play well together. And like you said, they've been showing that it's possible. Maybe Marcus Smart was the problem. Who knows? Ben Simmons, Marcus Smart getting traded in the same trade deadline. That'd be something.
That'd be wild.
And then
our friend Ryan said the same thing. Like, if you trade Smart for Ben Simmons, like, I'm good with that. I'm good with that.
Well, yeah, that'd be great. If they do, I would say they're at least like locked for the Eastern Conference Finals. Like,
I say so.
Like, we'll see what happens with the Bulls. They're good, obviously.
Yeah, they're great. But I love the Bulls. We love the Bulls,
yeah,
I think.
Right, yeah. So, like, we'll see what happens there. But that'd be exciting. We have to walk back a lot of smack talk that we've done on Ben Simmons.
I don't know what I'll do.
Yeah.
I have to go. I have to absolutely scavenge my Twitter and just delete everything.
Ben Simmons like
Cut out.
Celtics
I'll get a cutout.
poster.
He'll be
cut
right
out.
here. Yeah.
Fathead, something to show that we're atoning for it. But we'll see what happens there.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know how likely it is. I think it would be sweet. We would have a huge lineup, like from literally just a size perspective, right?
Right?
Just like absurd. If Al Horford stays, I think it would be super funny if you include Al Horford in that deal and he gets back to 76ers. Oh my
That'd
God.
be messed up.
I
really
think he would be pissed. I don't think
Yeah.
anybody would ever come here in free agency ever again.
No. Yeah.
But
Wouldn't matter that we have enough for a max player
No,
or not.
doesn't.
Be over.
It doesn't matter. It's done. Cooked.
Oh man. All right. Anything else you want to touch on before we get on out of here for this one?
I don't. Oh no! One funny thing that happened.
Okay.
I don't know if you all saw it. Was Russell Westbrook dunking on Rudy Gobert?
Yes.
And he
saw
was like, "How dare you doubt me?" I'm like, "Dude, you stink." You like he's still. He's like, "How dare you do?" To the Lakers fans, he's yelling at all the Lakers fans, like, "Don't doubt me!" Like, how could you doubt me? And then it was like, "Dude, you already have 6 turnovers like this game. Like that's why we doubt you." But I don't know, man. That's somebody I would hate for the Celtics to get. I would be so disappointed if Brad traded for Russell Westbrook. I would just be a very, very
Very
sad
much
man.
doubt that. Yeah. I mean,
Me too. I don't
he's
think
washed. Like I loved Russell Westbrook
Same.
for years. As a player, he was top tier. Just really great, and with the Oklahoma City Thunder. Almost forgot the name of that team.
Ooh.
But no.
Well, they're irrelevant now, so.
That's the problem now. They're completely irrelevant. But he's. It sucks that he seemingly is going out so bad because
He's
he was
fading
so
fast.
good. He was
Yeah.
so good back in the day.
He's on a tragic contract too. For any team that tries to take that on, it's like you're essentially getting dead weight, from a like ball heavy, ball dominant guy. Like, oh, that sucks. Speaking of OKC Thunder, though, Kevin Durant out 4 to 6 weeks, so that opens up the East even further. It's just it's absurd right now. But
Yeah.
Russell Westbrook can stay over there.
Yes. No, I can't imagine how LeBron feels about Russell Westbrook. Right.
Probably not great. Probably not great.
No. Oh man. All right. So is that it for this one?
Yeah, that's actually it. We're done now. I promise.
All right. Hey, no. I'll talk basketball all day if you
Yeah,
want.
same.
So.
Same.
Where can they find you online?
Best place to find me is on Twitter, and that's at Jack_Tiernan. Definitely how the NBA takes coming up. Probably some positive Celtics takes over this stretch, hopefully,
for
or
once.
very
Let's go.
or very negative. It's going to be one or the other. I promise you.
Right.
But that's best place to find me. I'll have NBA takes, NFL takes as the playoffs continue to go on.
Yes. And disc golf.
Oh yeah,
You gotta plug that.
I gotta plug that. I got a couple tournaments coming up now at Jack Disc Golfs. You can find me on Instagram. We'll have some disc golf content going up, especially as I compete over the next couple of days in Winter Wonderland down here in Florida. So
All right. I was gonna say,
Ironic.
wait, it's gonna be cold somewhere, but no. That
Yeah,
sounds
cold-
nice. Florida right about now sounds great.
it will be cold, but by Florida standards, so it'll be like
Okay.
probably like 50 in the morning, and like that's maybe like 70 by noon. So like, ooh, scary.
So
wear a sweatshirt.
basically perfect weather is
Yeah,
what you're
basically.
saying.
Like
Yeah.
basically, I'm not complaining. It's fine.
Right. Oh man. All right. So follow Jack there. You can follow me on Twitter at @theFakeBMar. That's BMAR. Our main channel is youtube.com/wickedeverything. This channel is of course youtube.com/wickedsports if you're only listening to the audio feed. You can follow the channel on Twitter at wickedsport or at WGEverything, Instagram wickedeverything, Twitch at twitch.tv/wickedeverything, and on TikTok, search wickedeverything, search wickedsports. Jack, thank you so much for your time,
Of course, Brian. Thank you too.
and we'll see you all in the next one.